you have a Digi SIM card and you're planning on going abroad, traveling to Singapore, Europe, Asia, or well, other places in Asia, and you are thinking of roaming internationally with Digi, what can you and what are your options? Well, in this video I will tell you everything you need to know about roaming with Digi or Digi. Let's get started. Hi, it's Odu from Phone Travel here, where we talk about everything related to traveling with your phone, from international roaming, local SIM card reviews, phone tips, everything related to traveling with your phone. Before we even get started with the video, I have to say something, and I apologize already, because I've been watching a lot of videos related to Digi, or however you name this company, and everybody pronounces it differently. Digi, whatever. So if you think that I'm saying the name incorrectly, I'm so sorry. I'm just, well, trying to follow what I do. So in this video I will just say Digi. That is the easiest to say. Alright, so in this video we will be talking about roaming with Digi. So the first question we have to answer or ask is, can you even roam with Digi? Yes, you can. Roaming with Digi is possible. Imagine me talking about not being able to roam with Digi for the length of this video. That would be sad. In fact, you can roam in 115 countries around the world with the 3 roaming related plans for both postpaid and prepaid, and depending on the postpaid plan you have, you may be able to roam for free in a handful of destinations, or you have to pay to roam abroad. But that's what we were talking about in this video. So with Digi we have 3 different types of roaming offers, plans, bundles, however you want to refer to them. You have the Roam Like Home monthly offer, exclusively for postpaid customers. The daily unlimited internet roaming passes, also exclusive for postpaid customers. And the roaming passes, which are mainly for prepaid customers, but 2 of them are available to postpaid customers as well. So let's go through each of these different types of plans, offers, bundles, and see what we can actually do with these type of plans. So let's start with the Roam Like Home offer. As mentioned earlier, the Roam Like Home offer is exclusive to postpaid customers, and this offer comes with 5 GB of data of roaming data and 60 roaming minutes. And if you got your plan starting from the 25th or the 28th of 2018 and onwards, a postpaid plan, then you also get 60 international minutes to call to a select amount of destinations, to 10 destinations when you are already in Malaysia. So then you can call from Malaysia to places like India, China, and a few others, Australia as well, but I will be talking about that a bit later as well. If you have an older plan, so those before January 2018, then you do not get the international minutes. Then you only get 5 GB of data and 60 roaming minutes. And depending on the postpaid plan you have, you may not have to pay anything for this Roam Like Home offer, or you have to pay up to 35 Malaysian ringgit for this roaming offer. But now the question is, where can you actually use this roaming offer for? Well, you can use it in 10 different countries around the world and on select networks, which means that if you go to these places, you have to change your data roaming settings from automatic to manual to ensure that you select the preferred operator, because otherwise this offer does not apply. Then you will be charged standard roaming rate, which is expensive, so make sure to select the correct roaming partner. I'll go to the list of countries. I will also show you the roaming partner, but I won't say it out loud, but you can just pause the video to see the roaming partner if interested. These are the 10 countries that are included in the Roam Like Home offer: Australia, Brunei, China, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Taiwan, and Thailand. And for those who also have the IDD or international minutes, you can call to the same countries that I just mentioned as well. But you have to be in Malaysia. So this is calling from Malaysia to these countries, whereas the roaming minutes means that you are in one of these countries like Australia and then making a call to another Australian number. So how do you enable this Roam Like Home offer? Well, you have to actually call Digi customer service, which I'm showing down here below. But you may be also able to enable it through the My Digi app, but I'm not sure. The support page says you have to call them, so I assume that you actually have to call them. So now we have to talk about plan eligibility, because depending on the plan you have, you either get the one with the international minutes or without, and you may not have to pay anything or have to pay a bit less than the maximum amount. So let's start with the ones that come with the international minutes as well. If you have any of these 6 plans, you do not have to pay anything extra in order to use the Roam Like Home monthly plus IDD offer. If you have one of these 3 postpaid plans, so 80 all day and 90, then you would have to pay 15 Malaysian ringgit in order to take advantage of this offer. And if you have one of these 7 plans, then you will pay 35 Malaysian ringgit for this monthly offer plus IDD. So as a quick recap, here you see a table which is maybe a little bit hard to read because, well, everything is placed into one place, but that's how you can see. So some get it for free, 50 Malaysian ringgit or 35 Malaysian ringgit. Now, what about the plans that are not eligible for the IDD offer and just get the roaming data and, well, roaming minutes? Well, let's talk about those. If you have any of these plans, you will not have to pay anything for the Roam Like Home monthly offer. If you have any of these 5 plans, then you will have to pay 10 Malaysian ringgit to take advantage of this offer. And if you have any of these postpaid plans, then you will pay 30 Malaysian ringgit for the Roam Like Home offer. Once again, we have an overview which looks a bit more crowded compared to the other one, but that's just overview. So that's the Roam Like Home offer. Let's talk about the daily unlimited internet roaming pass. Well, that's quite a long name, we should make that shorter, but okay. So these passes are also exclusive to postpaid customers. They come with unlimited data in 107 destinations around the world, and you will pay either 36 Malaysian ringgit or 56 Malaysian ringgit depending on the country you are in. When I say unlimited data, we know that in Malaysia unlimited data doesn't mean unlimited data. You get a soft cap of 1 gigabyte of data of high-speed data. After that, your speeds will be throttled to 64 kilobits per second, if I'm correct. The thing with this pass though is that this pass will automatically be enabled if you visit one of these destinations and you have mobile data enabled. So let's say if you don't actually want to have one of these passes, make sure to disable data roaming when you are abroad, because otherwise you will pay for something you don't want to pay for. As mentioned earlier, we basically have 2 zones. We have the 36 Malaysian ringgit zone and the 56 Malaysian ringgit zone. There are 60 countries where you will pay 36 Malaysian ringgit per day for unlimited data or 1 gigabyte of high-speed data, and there are 47 countries where you will pay 56 Malaysian ringgit. So instead of me going through the list of countries like one by one, which I've done before and people got bored, I will just show it to you on screen. If you think you need more time to actually read it, make sure to pause the video and, well, just take the time to read it. Now I'm showing you the 47 countries where you will pay 56 Malaysian ringgit per day. Once again, if you need more time, make sure to pause the video. So those are the countries, but there are some other things that you actually need to be aware of about these passes. So unlike the Roam Like Home offer and the roaming pass that we'll be talking about later, you do not have to select a preferred operator. You can just connect to whatever operator that is in a country and you will just be charged 36 Malaysian ringgit for that day. So let's say if you go to Brunei, for example, where they have 2 operators which are DST and Progressive. Let's say your phone decides in the morning to connect to DTS or DST because they have the best coverage, and then you travel around and then you connect to Progressive, then you will only pay 36 Malaysian ringgit. You won't be charged per network change. So that's a good thing to know. What you do have to be aware of is that you will be charged per country per day. So let's say you are in Europe, you go to the Baltics and you go from Estonia to Latvia, which are, well, I'm showing you on the screen right now. Both of these countries are 36 Malaysian ringgit countries, meaning that if you go from Estonia to Latvia, you'll be charged 36 Malaysian ringgit twice, meaning that you'll be charged 72 Malaysian ringgit for that day with the unlimited roaming pass. And let's say if you go from Latvia to Lithuania, Latvia, remember, is still a 36 Malaysian ringgit country, whereas Lithuania is a 56 Malaysian ringgit country. They will be charged 36 plus 56 Malaysian ringgit, which comes down to 92 Malaysian ringgit. So for that day, you will charge 92 Malaysian ringgit for unlimited roaming with this plan. So when does this plan expire? Well, it expires at the end of the day, depending on the time zone of the capital city you are visiting. So in the case of Estonia, which is a small country, well, the capital is Tallinn, and wherever you are in Estonia, pass will expire at 11:59 PM or Eastern European time, which is +2 GMT. What about if you're a country that has multiple time zones, like Australia? I think they have like 5 or 6 different time zones. Well, in Australia we have Canberra, which is the capital, not Sydney, not Melbourne. Some people can make that mistake. And Canberra uses Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is +10 GMT. So what if you're in another part of Australia? So let's say you're in Western Australia, Perth, which uses Western Standard Time, which is +8 GMT. The pass would still expire at midnight, +10 GMT, Canberra time. So let's say in this case, there's a 2-hour difference between Perth and Canberra. Let's say if you use the pass between 10 PM and 12 AM, you'll be charged twice, because even though in Perth it's still the same day, in Canberra it's already another day, so you'll be charged 72 Malaysian ringgit just for using the data at that midnight, or if you are using it before as well. So be aware of that. And you also need to be aware that it doesn't take daylight saving into account. So during summer in some places around the world, the time goes 1 hour ahead. The pass does not take that into consideration, so you have to be aware of the GMT time zones. But yeah, it's just something to be aware of, especially in a country that has multiple time zones like Australia, the United States, Canada, probably Brazil too, I'm not sure. But yeah, alright, so now we have the roaming passes, which are mostly for prepaid customers, but also some for postpaid customers. These passes come with only data or data and minutes, and they can be used in 66 countries, which is much less compared to the availability for postpaid customers, but at least you're not required to pay standard roaming rates, which are super expensive, so you know, it's a trade-off. You actually have 5 different types of passes. You have the 1-day social pass, which will cost you 5, 10 or 25 Malaysian ringgit depending on where you are, which comes with data and unlimited social messaging. You get the 1-day pass for 15 Malaysian ringgit, it comes with data and minutes. The 3-day pass for 25 Malaysian ringgit, it comes with data and minutes, which is also available to postpaid customers. The 5-day pass for 5 Malaysian ringgit, you might think that's a mistake, no, it's indeed 5 Malaysian ringgit, but you get 500 megabytes and no minutes, so that's why it's so low, but that's a bit for later, only for prepaid. And the 7-day pass, which is for 7 European countries, for 50 Malaysian ringgit, which is only data, and also available to postpaid customers. So let's go through each of these plans and see what they offer. So let's start with the 1-day social pass or something like that. Social messaging pass, I don't know. The pass comes with 50 megabytes that you can use for whatever, and unlimited data for text-based apps. So that could be WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Twitter, and more. Unfortunately, Digi doesn't really have a list of all the apps that are supported, but if the app is text-based, like let's say Fiber, Line, WeChat, Telegram and Signal, I think they also fall under social messaging apps. I also think they fall under text-based apps because, well, you can mostly text with them. This pass is valid for 24 hours, so not just 1 day. So if you buy it at 3 p.m. today, then it will expire at 3 p.m. tomorrow, so not at midnight capital time. You don't have to worry about capital times with any of these passes, so yeah, that's kind of cool. Do note that with the roaming passes you have to connect to a preferred operator, which is kind of important, because otherwise you will be charged standard roaming rates, which are no good. As mentioned earlier, you'll be charged 5, 10 or 25 Malaysian ringgit for this pass depending on where you are. I will show you the list of countries where you can use this pass. If you're interested in learning about, well, which are the preferred operators, make sure to go to phonetours.com/DJI-roaming, and then you can read it there in peace. Otherwise the text will get so small on screen that you can't really read it, so yeah. So let's talk about the 1-day roaming pass, which comes with data that can be used for whatever, and also minutes. You get 500 megabytes and 10 minutes, and this pass is valid for 24 hours. And with the minutes you can use it to make local calls, you can use it to other eligible countries or calls back to Malaysia. And remember, receiving calls also deducts minutes from this allowance, and this applies to all the other plans that also come with minutes, so be aware of that. Here's a list of countries where you can use the pass, and you will also see the preferred operators as well, but I won't really mention them explicitly. Australia, Brunei, China, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, South Korea, Taiwan, Thailand and Turkey. Okay, so now we have to talk about the 3-day pass. And depending on the destination you're going to, you will either get 2 gigabytes of data or 4 gigabytes of data, or 30 minutes and 60 minutes. And this pass is valid for 72 hours or 3 days and will cost you 25 Malaysian ringgit. If you go to a country that has Telenor, Telenor is an operator that is originally from Norway, then you will get double your allowance. So the standard allowance is 2 gigabytes of data and 30 minutes. If you are on a Telenor network, then you will get 4 gigabytes of data and 60 minutes. Telenor is active in the following countries with the following network names. In Bangladesh, Telenor is called Grameenphone. In Denmark, it's just simply called Telenor Denmark. In Myanmar, it's called Telenor Myanmar. In Norway, it's called Telenor Norway or just Telenor. In Pakistan, it's called Telenor Pakistan. In Sweden, it's called Telenor Sweden. And in Thailand, it's called DTAC. On the screen, you will see the list of countries and preferred operators. Countries highlighted with asterisks. Those are Telenor countries, or countries where Telenor is active, not countries that Telenor owns. That will be kind of scary. So let's talk about the 5-day pass. The 5-day pass comes with 500 megabytes and it's valid for 5 days or 120 hours. And it can only be used in Indonesia, Thailand and Singapore on select networks. Then you have the 7 days roaming pass, or also referred to as the Euro Pass. It comes with 2 GB of data for select European destinations for 50 Malaysian ringgit. So this is the most expensive pass, but not the most expensive roaming option you have, if we exclude standard roaming rates of course. And this pass is also available to postpaid customers. The roaming pass or the 7 days and the Euro Pass can be used in the following countries: Austria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Greece, Poland, Romania and Slovakia. And for Slovakia I couldn't find what the preferred operator is there, so I contacted Digi as well, but they didn't get back to me before I recorded this video. So check my site phonetrace.com/digi that was a weird dash roaming to learn more about the preferred operator in Slovakia if I ever get an answer. Okay, so far I've covered 115 different countries, or at least the roaming plans that I mentioned in this video, they cover 115 countries. What about places that are not covered by any of these plans or offers? In this case, standard roaming rates apply, but be aware, standard roaming rates are expensive. This is usually how people get a roaming bill in like the 10,000 of Malaysian ringgit or 10,000 euros or USD, or I don't know, 100 million Vietnamese dong. I don't know how much that is in Malaysian ringgit, but still. But this is why people are scared of roaming, because this is how they get expensive roaming bills. For voice calls or for voice roaming, depending on the destination you are, you'll be charged up to 20 Malaysian ringgit per minute, which, well, adds up if it's like a 20-minute call. And for data roaming, you will be charged 56 Malaysian ringgit for 10 megabytes per day. Let's say if you go to Afghanistan, for example, that's literally the first country you'll see when you see the list. You will see that you can data roam there, but it will cost you 56 Malaysian ringgit and you only get 10 gigabytes of data. So be aware of standard roaming rates. And if you're going to a country that is not covered in this video, where standard roaming rates apply, you will want to get a local SIM card, because you'll be charged much less compared to standard roaming rates. You can see this playlist up there where I talk about local SIM cards in many destinations around the world. But you can also read guys at phonetrace.com/local-sims. Then I will tell you which SIM card is the best and how much data packages cost, and just things related to buying a local SIM card there. And if you sign up for my newsletter at phonetrace.com/newsletter, I will send you an Excel sheet with the best local SIM cards in over 230 destinations. I say destinations, not countries, because there are only like 193 or 94 countries. And I'll tell you per destination which SIM card the best, why they're the best, how much a SIM card costs in the local currency, and how much it will cost you to get a data package that comes with at least 1 gigabyte of data for 7 days. And the best thing is I will send you an updated version of this sheet every month, so yeah, you will get up-to-date information. So make sure to go to phonetrace.com/newsletter if you don't feel like reading all the guides, but you should read the guides because, well, they're very in-depth and they help you a lot. And there's actually one pass that I almost forgot to mention, which is the Inflight roaming pass, which allows you to use data when you are on a plane instead of using in-flight Wi-Fi, if the plane has Wi-Fi. And Digi has the 12-hour in-flight roaming pass, which comes with 500 megabytes of data for 12 hours and it would cost you 20 Malaysian ringgit. And this can be used on planes that use Array Mobile roaming facilities. And if you watch my How Does Inflight Roaming video works, it will also come with a list of operators or carriers that have Array Mobile facilities. Or if you go to phonetrace.com/roaming-planes, you can read it there as well. So should you roam with Digi? I have to say that they come with attractive roaming plans. I like the monthly offer plans, unlimited plans, and also the passes that are available for prepaid. They are relatively affordable, and when I say relatively affordable, I compare it to other Malaysian operators and the roaming plans of countries that I've covered. Some operators around the world, they charge you like the most ridiculous criminal ways that they can charge you. I say to them no, but Digi is quite reasonable, as long if you do it to a certain extent, especially with the unlimited roaming plans where you will charge per day per country. After a certain limit, it's better to get a local SIM card because it's much cheaper. Or you can also get an international SIM card like Surfroam, which is my favorite international SIM card, where you'll be charged €1 per megabyte depending on the destination you are at. That comes down to €10, which is 40 Malaysian ringgit, which is, well, almost the same you pay with the unlimited roaming plan. Let's say if you use less than 1 gigabyte of data, then you'll be charged less, of course, whereas with the unlimited roaming pass, you will be charged regardless. So even if you use 10 kilobytes, you'll be charged 36 or 56 Malaysian ringgit. If you want to learn more about Surfroam, make sure to go to phonetrace.com/go/surfroam or just phonetrace.com/surfroam. And be aware that this is an affiliate link, and if you decide to get yourself a Surf Roam SIM card and earn a small commission for being an affiliate for them, and it helps with the channel and the website phonetripist.com. So thank you for that. If you thought this video was insightful, make sure to click the like button and comment down below if you're still planning on roaming with Digi. If so, which roaming plan you're gonna go for. And if you don't want to go with Digi, tell me why as well. Maybe it's too expensive, maybe it doesn't cover your destination. Let me know. If you enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe. I talk about international roaming of operators all over the world, including other Malaysian operators. But I also talk about local SIM cards, local SIM card reviews. I will give you phone travel tips, hacks, and, well, tips. And just everything related to traveling with your phone. The same is done on my site, phonetripist.com, but then in written form I use it a little bit more in depth, where I use, and you want to read those guys as well. That's it for today, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.